Obesity is a complex issue.
Obesity.
Obesity.
Obese. Obese. Obese.
Obesity.
Obese.
Obese. Obese.
Obesity.
Obesity.
Americans are not winning their battle against obesity.
China's adult population.
1 in every 4 Russians.
American Samoa.
Australian adults.
Aging Singapore.
The Spanish crisis.
Here in UAE.
Most of New Zealand
74 million
has
boys
tripled.
and 50
Half of the
million
world
girls
is on
are
track to be overweight or obese in 12 years.
An epidemic sweeping the world and is the 5th leading killer worldwide.
Countries with high obesity levels have far higher death rates.
Being overweight leaves you
Obesity
underprotected.
is now a bigger cause of death.
Finds
than
a strong
smoking.
link between obesity and breast cancer
Heart
deaths.
disease.
Is going to kill your children early.
cancer.
This may be the first generation, Terrence, that doesn't live as long as their
A
parents.
study in 2019 concluded 28% of UK adults were obese, with a further 36% being overweight.
26%.
more than a quarter.
30%.
641
30%, 60%.
Around 2/3 of adults.
That's over half the population of adults in this country, and I'm one of them, but not for long. I'm going on a month-long fitness journey to push myself and to see what I'm really capable of, and I'm going to bring you along with me. Welcome to What a Loss. I used to have the attitude that, oh, it's my life and I can live it how I want. And to a certain extent, I do still believe that. I mean, if you want to spend the rest of your life eating nothing but junk, then go for it. By all means, I'm not stopping you. I just don't want to be like that anymore. Which is why I'm setting out on a grueling 30-day weight loss transformation to change my life for the better. Starting from Monday, April 12th, I will be eating, sleeping, and drinking fitness. I mean, this is new to me. I've always been relatively active. I've been doing musical theatre for 13 years, which includes things like dance and singing. However, clearly it has not been enough. I'm going to have to get serious. My current life routine is wake up, get the train or bus, walk to college/work, do lessons, walk back to the bus stop, go home and play video games. But this has got to change. Before we start, I am going to provide some disclaimers. Number 1. This is my own personal experience. There is no right or wrong way to go about this. This is just how I did it. Number 2. I have ADHD, which means I take a medication called Concerta. Concerta is a methylphenidate, one of the side effects being lack of appetite. This means I may lose slightly more weight than the average person would in a month. And finally, I'm just here to have fun and make a film. This isn't the end all be all, and take this as a fun experiment to challenge myself and allow little slip-ups here and there. With that said, let's get started. Okay, so I've been doing some research and here's what I found so far. Essentially, weight loss occurs when you consume fewer calories than you burn every day. Almost any food or drink you consume has calories and counts towards your overall calorie intake. We store calories as fat cells that are distributed around the body. And when we diet, we take in less calories than the body needs to maintain itself during exercise. This causes the body to turn to the existing stored fat and break that down into energy. Fat molecules are then released into the bloodstream and travel to the heart, lungs and muscles, which break them apart and use the energy stored inside. They are then removed from the body in forms such as sweat, urine and carbon dioxide when you exhale. And that is how we lose weight. At this point, I realised there was only so far Google could take me. I needed to talk to someone who knew what they were doing, someone who'd been in the business for years, who could really help hone my plans. Enter Steve Cole. Steve Cole is a personal trainer and transformation expert with over 20 years in the business, but I'll let him tell you this himself.
My name's Steve Cole and I'm a personal trainer and rehabilitation therapist. I've got 35 qualifications in the personal training industry. They range from scientific shoulder conditioning to weight loss, nutrition, the level 2 PT, level 3 PT, level 4 exercise referral for back pain. I've got a diploma in rehabilitation therapy, as it's called. Nutrition, boxing is one of the main things I'm qualified as well. 25 years. Yeah, it's all I've ever done. There's a lot of misinformation out there, but generally you have to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight. So you have to move more than you eat. The main thing is coming in too low on the calories. They say, I'm gonna eat like just chicken 3 times a day for 7 months. It doesn't work. Sleep apnea is the main one. People can't sleep, snoring. Insulin resistance, so it leads to a massive amount of health problems. You're looking at diabetes, heart attack, stroke. Pretty much everything a doctor will say to you, first thing he'll say to you is lose weight. Everything is worse when you're obese. I mean, even if you're trying to run or trying to exercise, if you've got 30 kilos extra in weight, it's a lot harder. You can't give any diet to any one person because everyone's different. I would say go what works for you and then try and work it out. You could do a fake away. So if you like KFC like me, you would do chicken with a bit of coating on it. That's a pretty good shout, but I wouldn't deny yourself those foods all the time. Weight training, not up for negotiation at all. If you improve your metabolism, you get a bigger engine. Bigger engine always burns more petrol. It's non-negotiable, that one. Nothing's harder when you're better. Okay, everything's easier. So if you're in shape, your health is better, you feel more confident. Just generally life is better. It depends how much you want to lose. The bigger you are, the more you can lose, but anything more than £3 is probably a bit excessive. 1, track your calories. 2, seek out an expert. Come see someone like me who will give you some expert advice. 3, weight train. You're going to move around a bit, go for a walk up the stairs. It all adds up. But generally, weight train and track your calories is 2 things. You can find me at www.stevecoletrain.com or on Instagram at steve.cole.3551.
So, without further ado, let's get started. Week 1. So, I started off by shopping. I decided that to make this much easier for anyone to achieve, I would cap myself at a weekly budget of £25. And week 1 was no exception, spending only £23 on meals for the week. After getting home from that shop, I started my exercise.
First run. And it's become very apparent that A, I'm very unfit, and B, I need some better shoes, because these are awful. So, let's finish this one.
I think I was pushing myself too hard. I was trying to run before I could walk. Literally. Such a stupid joke. So, I decided to maybe take things slow on day 2's workout by cleaning my room. That doesn't sound like much of a workout, but trust me. See what I mean? And so, week 1 continued, alternating between exercises, and all went well. I had so much motivation by the end of the week. I mean, I felt better, my skin was clearer, I was building up resistance and stamina, and overall things seemed to improve. To be fair, week 1 was pretty uneventful. I was just enjoying the process and I was really surprised by the results. In only 7 days, I'd lost almost a kilogram. Safe to say, this was the perfect motivation for week 2. Speaking of which, as week 2 started, I realised this may not be as hard as it seemed. BBC Good Food was the unsung hero of this entire transformation. Without this website, I don't know how I would have stuck to the healthy diet. Every recipe that I made from that website was delicious and quick, excluding the time it took me 2 hours to cook a 30-minute meal. My exercise drive was building and I was cooking some great meals. And then, week 3 hit. I told myself that when I started this transformation, I'd be 100% honest. No matter what happened, even if it would potentially ruin my progress and the entire film, I would tell the truth. So, week 3 didn't go too well.
I'm almost home. I've taken a little short break on this bench.
Every 5 minutes I'm having to take a break to breathe, get rid of my stitch, move on. I'm having to use my asthma inhaler. Every 5 minutes, it's quite bad. Not to mention, I have a part-time job Thursdays and Fridays from 9 AM to 4 PM. and by the time I get home, I'm struggling to focus. This means by the time it got to Friday, I'd spent Monday to Wednesday finishing college work and Thursday and Friday evenings struggling to finish more. This left me with little time to exercise. However, it's not all bad. After college, me and my mate Tristan would often go into town and have a walkabout before I headed home, not to mention going into town during lunch breaks. This means I frequently got up to 10,000 steps a day, losing about 500 calories in the process. This is less than I would have liked, but I did also stick to the healthy eating. By the end of the week, I'd still lost about 1/4 of a kilogram. Considering the fact I hadn't intentionally exercised all week, this was pretty good. Anyway, this brings us to the final week of the journey I set out to complete. Would I succeed, lose weight and start feeling great? Or would I fall back into my old habits, just like week 3? I'm gonna be honest, this week wasn't the best either. From Monday to Thursday, I'd been lacking. Other than walking my dogs a few times, it had been really similar to week 3, only really getting exercise done walking after college. But I made up for that. Over the past 4 weeks, I'm happy to announce I've lost a total of 4 kilograms, which if I do say so myself is pretty decent. So, what do I think? What is my final verdict on this whole losing weight thing? I think it's great. I've loved almost every second of it, and that's a surprise to me too. When it comes to the final 2 weeks, although I think I could have done better, I also do think I tried my hardest. Everyone makes mistakes, everyone gets tired and stressed and worried, and we all have our bad weeks and we all have our good weeks. But it's important to focus on what I did achieve. I did it. I lost weight. 4 kilograms. I mean, I've been hanging at about 89 kilograms for a year or 2 now, so to be able to say I'm below that is immense and I'm really, really happy. I've decided I'm going to stick with this. The positive impact this has had on my life is amazing. Don't get me wrong, no way am I going to stick to such a strict routine. The routine of this exercise one day, a different the next is not for me, and I'm just going to take it a day at a time. But for now, I am incredibly happy at how this has gone. This is one of the best things I've ever done, and I recommend if you're thinking about it, just do it. It will change your life. Thank you to everyone who's helped me create this film, and I hope I've inspired you to try this too. Thank you for watching. What a loss.